European Commission has just awarded Moldova €1.6 billion. Announcing the award, EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen declared Moldova has stood firmly in solidarity and in defense of European values. With today's package, the EU shows we stand by Moldova. What had Moldova done to deserve this largesse? Indeed, what had Moldova done to deserve, alongside Ukraine, last year's award of EU candidate status? Just a few days ago, Moldova's Constitutional Court, at the request of the government, and doubtless in defense of von der Leyen's European values, outlawed a leading opposition party, the Shaw Party. The court ordered the party dissolved and banned from taking part in future elections. Not only was the party allegedly pro-Russian, but it was engaged in, quote, destabilizing activities. Shortly before the court's ruling, both the US and the EU had imposed sanctions against Shaw leaders. According to the EU, Shaw was involved in, quote, payment and trading of persons in order to provoke disorder and unrest. According to Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Shaw was, quote, part of Russia's global destabilizing operations. Shaw's real crime was to give voice to public dissatisfaction with the state of Moldova's economy. Inflation is close to 30%, gas prices are through the roof, the GDP is in freefall, and remittances from Russia, on which Moldova's economy depends, have collapsed. The protesters' slogan was, quote, we ask the government to pay our bills. The government responded with arrests, prosecutions, and accusations against Russia. President Maya Sandu has repeatedly alleged, without evidence, that Russia is plotting against her. In February, she announced the discovery of a Russian coup attempt to be staged by a sabotage, attacks on government buildings, and hostage-taking. Sandu learned of this nefarious Russian scheme from, yes, Ukraine's security services. Ukraine has indeed been a trailblazer in collecting billions while outlawing democracy in the name of democracy. Ukraine President Zelensky recently announced that there will be no elections for the foreseeable future. As long as the war continues, he explained, there can be no elections. And with NATO in his corner, the war will continue. Zelensky's announcement barely registered. Why would it? Ukraine has already outlawed political parties and opposition media and has jailed opposition politicians and journalists. European values are less about democracy, more about maintaining a united front against Russia, whether voters want that or not.